Hey everybody, welcome back to Uncle Taylor's Wild Ride. I'm your host Uncle Taylor. It's great to be here. Hope you're enjoying the content so far. The 9th episode in this series. We're going to Charles Gilles Villeneuve. I think it's Charles. And we're going to Circuit Gilles Villeneuve up there in Canada. Looking very forward to the race. Coming off the back of a average race at that, with our last result in Azerbaijan. So we are looking for a better result. So all we can really do is do the very best we can. We finished on the lead lap, at least 15 seconds behind Leclerc. We're going to do our performance targets as we always like to do, and I like to always go a little bit above and beyond. At least one driver will reach Q3, and we'll aim for a minimum of 9th on the grid in terms of qualifying. Fastest lap, yeah, we'll cop that as well. And at least finish P8 with one of our drivers as well. And we'll also get our qualifying streak a minimum of 12th. Minimum of 10th at least. So that'll be fine. Okay, so now they're done, let's get straight into the race weekend. And you might notice I've got a green screen now, so finally I can appear a little bit more transparently. So I'm going to pop it down the bottom.
Formula One is back in Montreal. Let's hope it's not going to be Groundhog Day. The local rodents have disrupted more than one race day here in the past. The Canadian Grand Prix is ready to kick off, and the only drama on the tracks we want to see is the best drivers in the world battling it out for a place on that podium. Gilles Villeneuve is a quick, free-flowing circuit in parts, with a stop-start aspect thrown in for good measure around the chicanes and hairpin bends. Medium-speed downforce will play a large part in avoiding the wall of champions and ensuring success at this iconic track. We're about halfway through the season now, and there's still plenty of time for everything to change. All eyes are on the teams and how they tackle the rest of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Formula One.
Thank you, Crofty. Welcome here, kids, friends, confidants. Looking very forward to this racing weekend. During my little mini break, I've been a little bit crook, so this is my first time recording in a couple of days. I'm a bit concerned about Mick still, and I'm getting very close to pulling the trigger. If he doesn't in the next race or two actually do something decent and worthwhile and finish somewhere decent, we might unfortunately have to pull the pin. Purely it's going to depend on how he can react. We are looking in towards Jack Doohan, the Aussie boy. Anything's possible right now. I just don't want to see us be left in the dust behind. So let's get into it. Let's see. Now, just for contextual reasons, of course, we're running our very old units here for our for our practice runs. I'm going to switch up the components when it comes closer into our qualifying seasons. As you can see, the only component here on Schumacher's car is the engine, whereas Magnussen has issues with his engine and powertrain. And here comes our first little flying lap here. We're going to get some shots here up this for you guys. And then we're going to fast forward a little bit towards qualifying. And I'll show you the highlights. It's something I'm trying to do, going back on the videos I've made and what I've watched, what you guys have seen. I want to make sure that you guys have, at least are enjoying the content that's coming out. And I don't want to bore you with all the little boring stuff that's on the YouTube video. So we're closing in here towards the end. It's a very good first lap here from K-Mag. Posting 1 minute 16.6.5. Very close. And with Schumacher 300ths off. Okay, I'll meet you there with the highlights. If not, I'll meet you at qualifying.
Spun out. Let's have a
Alonso's
look.
had a little bit of a spin
Now watch
here.
this. Here's Alonso's car. What a spin!
Oh, there's been a crash. I'm looking around on the mini map. I can't see who it is.
I think that was a crash.
Danny Rick.
We can take
Danny
a
Rick
look
has
now.
crashed. Let's
Now
have a
look
look.
at this. Daniel Ricciardo involved.
Locked up, has he?
Dear me, they won't have been expecting that.
When you have it, give me feedback on balance.
And again, not happy. It's an improvement. It's a percentage improvement, but not much else, unfortunately.
Oh, there's a spin!
Each session's going to be done.
Let's take
Verstappen
a
has
closer
spun,
look.
though.
Now here we see Max Verstappen. They lose it there.
Ooh, that's a very
the
lame
spin.
duck kind of spin. And he's just rolling forward.
And the team had such...
Oh. Purple P1. Excuse me. Purple in Sector 2. This is our first little per se running attempt. 113.8. It's not the worst on a full tank as well. With 20 laps worth of fuel, sorry. Okay. Well, that's where we are going to leave free practice for the moment. I look forward to seeing you in qualifying. Thank you.
With FP3 all finished, it's time to move on to qualifying. There are no more chances to practice this weekend. It gets serious from now on in, as our teams prepare to record their best lap times ahead of tomorrow's race. One good lap isn't enough to guarantee a strong position, with consistency absolutely essential for those looking to succeed. Strap yourselves in. This is Formula One.
And here we go, straight into qualifying. We're just going to make some slight little changes. Very confident here. Look at that. That looks awesome. Moderate rain is expected in this qualifying stint. So we got to make sure that we are definitely on the ball with our components today. So we're going to quickly switch over our stuff here to put the new stuff on. Okay, that'll do us. Let's get into it. We'll get every single fast lap that we do for qualifying on. So here come the boys. See, that just felt a little bit unnatural to me. A bit left and right. It looks like we've got a little bit of traffic up ahead, so hopefully the AI knows they've got to get the hell out of our way. Coming into an aggressive corner. Looks like it's one of the Williams. Yep, it let us through. Thank you. And Schumacher needs to hurry along and get around him before the hairpin. It's not going to happen, but he's going to overtake him on the hairpin, so that'll be okay. Schumacher actually with the faster sector. Yep, there he goes. Gets out of his way. Good little Williams car. Was he hindered? 22.3, 22.4. Yeah, he was hindered slightly, unfortunately, Magnussen. Magnussen closes over with a 112.7. Schumacher closes over with a 112.9. So definitely both cars should be comfortably into Q2. So we might not have to do another run, but just in case, we'll obviously get the car ready. He just gets out. And K-Mag into P12. Okay, so that is qualifying one. let's get straight into qualifying too. Okay, here we go. As you can see there, we are getting closer to rain hampering. So as long as we can finish in the top 10, both drivers will go through to Q3, which will be amazing. Yeah, I think we've definitely pulled the trigger at the right time here. Because a lot of these other cars are going to be going out on their soft tyre when there is about to get a fair little slither of rain. Now, if we do make Q3 by any miracle, we will probably not run Schumacher. We'll run K-Mag. Minute 12.6 and a minute 12.9, I think, judging by all things. Yeah, the 112.9, 112.6, good times, very good times. Ocon looks like he's about to set a really fast lap. We're comfortable. We don't have to do another run. We're sweet. We are going into Q3. I can feel very confident when I say that. This is wonderful. And they're all going to go back out on the wet tyre. They're miles slower. There is no point. We are comfortable. Yep, thank you. We're comfortable. They're not going to pull out minute 12s on those wets. No, look at that. We made the right decision here, kids. So, for the first time, both drivers are in the Q3. This is incredible. This is amazing. This is the kind of stuff I was hoping we would get. So now we need to determine and see if there is any more rain coming, which there is not. Even though I said before we're not going to send out Schumacher, we might as well let him have the enjoyment of Q3. Oh, what's happening here? Oh, paused it.
So it's not raining in the pit lane. Copy.
No other drivers are going to be in our way or impeding. If anything, Gasly might impede a little bit later on. Danny Rick's in Q3. Hard to think he's getting axed from McLaren, yet here he is in Q3 for the boys in orange. Now we're hoping we can just pull out a good time and get into the top 8. I'd be happy with the top 8, top 7. Top 8, the P8, P9. Let's see what Ricciardo's time is.
Let's
oh,
take a
red
look
flag.
At the replay.
What?
Daniel Ricciardo involved here.
Oh, Jesus. What a hit. Pinball wizard. I've never had a red flag.
There. That's very unfortunate.
Wow. Our first red flag.
The team are really disappointed with that. Let's hope it doesn't set them back too badly.
I've never had a red flag before. Oh, wow. This is incredible. My first red flag. I've seen on some other creators, but that is it. Nothing else before. Oh, sweet. Well, as we round the bend, let's see what we can produce here. We are slower, and that's unfortunately to be expected. We have held back Max Verstappen, so there's a very strong chance he will not be finishing higher than P2. No, there is not. And that is fine. So P8 and P9 in our race. Oh, this is already feeling very confident. Oh, that's unreal. And poor Denny Rick. You know, commentator's curse, of course.
It's race day with the teams and drivers ready and raring to go.
Has proved quite resourceful during qualifying. That puts them in a very good position to make the most of this race start. Alpine demonstrated a lot of grit during qualifying here and will be hoping that the hard work pays off when it comes to the race. And the weather is sunny here today, apart from a few clouds. Let's hope they remain scattered on the horizon.
And each team will be hoping that fortune is on their side. So bon chance to them and their drivers for this Canadian Grand Prix.
Alas, here we are, my friends. Canadian GP. I look forward to this race so much. Unfortunately, it sucks time zones, so I can never really watch the race live. But alas, here we are. Now, we are going to go for a strategy B here for Mick Schumacher. We're going to try and push back the hard tyre stint a little bit. There's probably going to be a safety car. As we've seen, there was a nice old crash in the last Q3 there with Denny Rick crashing out. I've never seen a red flag before, so that was wonderful to finally see. Now, for the mag strip, we are going to go for a slightly more aggressive stint. We're going to be driving a little bit harder, so we are going to go for a 2-stop here with K-Mag, just to see if we're able to somehow pull any little, miracle rabbit out of our hat. But we're ready to rock. Let's get into it.
Now we should have good weather for the race, and that will be welcome news for the teams. There we see Kevin Magnussen. With a top 10 position on the grid, this race could really go either way for them. And it's Schumacher as the second driver today. Not as close to the front as they might have wished for, but we know the race order can change a lot during those first few corners.
P8 and P9, that's pretty good.
Moments away now.
Come on, Crofty.
This is it. We're moments away now at the Canadian Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.
Come on, let's close the gap. Copy.
Here we go, getting well and truly underway here. We're going to change the camera position so we can see what we're working with. Mick and Kevin are having a little bit of a small battle there. Obviously, K-Mag is the faster vehicle, so we want to make sure we give him as much priority. We're not using any team orders. We never really do. I don't like the idea of team orders. Chuck it all on overtake. Mick is going for an overtake attempt on K-Mag and gets him. And now he's even going straight back on the attack there for Gasly. Mamma mia, this is happening very quickly. Trying to push him up the inside. Doesn't get him, that's okay. Still pushing with all of his heart. Magnussen is still in firing distance though of Mick. And who knows, something might happen here on the nice long straight. There's no DRS, of course, in the first 3 laps, or 2 laps, and then the third it is activated. So right now we're relying purely on mechanics, the car's skill, and driver's skill, of course. And Mick gets around Gasly there for P7. We are going to start turning down some things. We need him to hold on. And he's held his position.
Okay, back off.
Great job, great job.
Is that a new race position for Haas?
Very well done there with Mick. Moving up a position while K-Mag moves down a position. And at the moment there is only 4 drivers in the top 10. 5 drivers in the top 10 running the soft. Mick is one of them. So DRS is going to be opening the next lap. That's what we that's going to be our main focus. And let's see what we can bring out.
DRS enabled.
Alright, we're going to start telling these guys to push just a
Look
little
at
bit.
reducing the lift and core.
Copy.
And just get ready for it.
If you've got some margin, try to increase the pace a little bit.
Copy that.
And just get ourselves ready for a bit of an attacking mode come towards the end of the race. There goes Schumacher around the outside.
Overtake is available if needed.
Gets around him.
Copy.
So Mick moves up to P6. K-Mag is going to be in a firing position as well to be able to
Haas with an overtake there.
make an attempt here. So we'll chuck him into overtake as well. Set his tyres to attack mode. DRS is activated. We are in overtake mode. We're closing the gap to Gasly. I think we're going to run out of space. Oh, he's going to really push him over the sausage curbs. He's pushing hard again. We might get a double overtake here. Yes, we do.
A position gained for Alfa Romeo.
Poor Mick lost out of the DRS zone. Magnussen's run out of his ERS, so we need to harvest that back a little bit, get some more of that back.
Increase, please. Copy.
To our position, Schumacher is going to have the faster tyre at the moment, but as time does go on, K-Mag will have the faster tyre. We are attempting to overtake Guang Yu Zhou here, and we get around him, late braking into the corner. Great work, P6. I'll bring you back with any highlights that happened throughout the race.
Haas with an overtake. Is that a lockup? Let's
Latifi.
see what happened there.
Latifi
Now
has
let's
locked
look.
up.
We're watching Nicholas Latifi. That lockup could have cost them dearly.
It could have cost him dearly, but unfortunately he's P19, a P20 now. So it's really not going to affect anyone whatsoever. Schumacher has overtaken K-Mag. K-Mag is now in P8. They're coming up to the pit window very shortly, 6 laps ago for Schumacher, 4 laps ago for K-Mag, so I'm going to start pushing K-Mag and Schumacher just a little bit
no
harder.
management required, so push as much as you can.
Copy.
Guang Yu Zhou with really good defending there, but we are going to set him to overtake and get around
Make sure
him.
you give some energy. Copy.
We'll go back to harvest some of that after getting around.
Here's the replay.
I mean,
Now
I just want to show
focus
this.
on the Haas.
He's also getting ready for his pit
And they
strategy
get
as
past,
well,
which moves them up a position.
which is still good. So P5 and P4. 3.6 second stop. Very good stop. And now that'll be his one and done unless there is a safety car incident or anything like that. And he comes back out in P8. Well done. We beat the Ferrari in terms of our pit strategy, so that is good. That is very good stuff.
Copy.
Good little pit stop here.
Use the rest. Yeah, copy.
And the best thing is we're just outside of our little area here. Alrighty, let's see. P9, yep, we hold on to
Ferrari
P9.
advance the race position.
Kev, if you've got some margin, try to increase the pace a little bit.
Copy that.
Schumacher's going up against the Ferrari. Ferrari's battling back with him, but he gets around him with ease.
You're doing very good. Lap time are good. Lap time are good.
But K-Mag is the one that is going to be able
Come
to
on,
do
you
it
can do
better
this.
for us.
Copy that.
So come on, let's go, mate. Oh, K-Mag's defending, is getting defended against Schumacher. Interesting stuff. Schumacher gets around him. It's a double overtake. Haas and Haas get around. Oh, here we go. Here comes a bit of a small battle here against Magnussen and Schumacher. Schumacher easily gets around him. No
Haas
damage.
with an overtake.
No concerns. That's wonderful.
Sounds like someone's locked up. Let's
Joining the
take
race
a
back
closer
at
look.
in
Watch
the lap
this.
40 odd.
There's Leclerc.
Leclerc has locked up.
And
Front
there's
left
the
is locked
lockup.
up.
It almost got away from them entirely.
No damage to the car. Lap 45. Leclerc just carries on. He's lost a lot of time though to Max for a safety car to try and give us a little bit more attack. Oh, locked up. It's alright, it's in the
Copy.
safe zone. Oh, but what?
I don't know what to say. I'm very sorry about that.
Are you okay?
That
what just
was pathetic. That was so bad. Okay, well we gotta replace the front wing. Thank God we got some left.
Oh, and that's a crash! Let's take a look at the replay.
This was pathetic.
Right, watch this. There's Schumacher,
So he locks up.
and there we see the crash.
And what turns into the wall? What's wrong with this game? Oh, that's so silly. There's a safety car that's actually been initiated.
We retire the car.
Oh,
Yeah, copy.
they've actually just flat out retired Mick. Wow,
Box, Kevin, box.
that
Copy, box.
is such an average thing.
Charge
Fucking
on.
hell. It'll be P10, but we are going to be going onto the hards. It's our pit window. Everything's about to kick off here. Holy shit. This is exactly what we wanted. This is exactly what we wanted. We need a good stop. There's P10. We have P11 behind us. Come on, come on, come on, come on, get on, get on, get on. 3.3 seconds. Good stop. P11, that's fine. P12, okay. We might just actually beat them out here. No, P12. That's fine. Safety car has come in, so we need to now start playing catch up.
Safety car in this lap.
Copy.
Jesus, we're a fair whack behind. Ah, crap. I didn't anticipate that. Alright, we need to start putting the burners out. There we go, we've caught up.
I think there's been a lock-up. Let's
Hamilton
see what
locked up.
happened there.
What?
Now watch this. Lewis Hamilton involved in this one. Just a bit too heavy on the brakes, and they've locked up.
He doesn't hit the friggin' wall though.
Charge on, please.
Copy that.
Easily up there into a P8, P7 position again. We want better than that, but we're not going to get better than that, unfortunately. But as we go for the overtake on Gasly, easily get around him. P10, moving into P10. Now, these other drivers on the hard tyre, they are going to be... Ooh, what was that?
Haas with an overtake there.
We've closed the gap right on Bottas, which is wonderful. We are going to set him into overtake mode because we are just absolutely we're wanting to push the hell out of this, close the gaps as best we can, get around him. Come on, get around him. Get around him here. There we go. Oh, jeez, we've already got it. It was pretty easy to get, if I'm honest. See if we just close the gap in some areas, harvest it a second last lap, and then just deploy it for the majority of the rest. Oh, there's been a crash. Oh, no! No! Oh my God! They've safety card. That's the race gone. That's race over. Oh no! Virtual safety car. Oh, hang on.
VS.
No point.
Sounds like a few cars have
Oh,
crashed.
let's have a look at this.
Now let's look at this. Here's George Russell.
So as George Russell seems to have locked up. Oh, God.
You can clearly see the contact there, and that caused a lot of damage.
Holy crap. So we need to harvest and get ready for an attack in case they turn it all back on. Wow, what an ending to this event. Because we've got Ocon right there. So we need to try and harvest and just deploy as much as we can to hold out Ocon in case he decides to come for an attack. We've got the fastest lap, which is wonderful. I don't think... Will we go back to racing in the end? I don't think so. I think it might end under a virtual safety car. I think that's just going to just about do us. P5. Yep, that's it. Virtual safety car is going to end. We are in the last corner. P5. Who would have thought that would have happened?
Max Verstappen over the finish line and today's winner.
VSC ending. Checkered flag.
Few more
That-
points.
That was...
P5, buddy. Okay, Kev, so obviously box and remember the full switch off procedure when you're stopped.
Schumacher has to start picking his game up.
Kevin Magnussen showing us how it's done. A great result. This is a good result for Haas. More than enough to satisfy the whole team.
Yes, there's definitely cause for celebration here. This team can take anything that's thrown at them and come through even stronger.
The end this weekend in 5th place in the constructor standings.
For the next round, we're heading back to the heart of the UK. Get ready for a race to remember in Silverstone, the cradle of Formula One.
Off the bloody Silverstone next, so that's going to be a good race. P5. What a race. And we got the fastest lap too. Minute 15.008. Moves us up into P5 by 2 points clear of the Alpine. Esteban finishing in P6. My God, George Russell giving us a massive finish there. 3 positions we gained from that crash. That was wonderful. That was wonderful. What are we going to do about Mick? What are we going to do about Mick? We need to really consider it and think about it. K-Mag got his bonus. We ended up with 5.6 million from that weekend. So a very successful weekend for us. At this point, I think we need to pull the trigger on Mick. 9 races in, I think the relationship is just about over. We are going to do it. Let's get ourselves a new driver. Let's replace Mick Schumacher. He's underperforming. I'd much prefer to try and pay him less money. Let's see. He likes it. Yes, 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 yes. And he's ready. Mick, as much as I love you, mate, I think you're a wonderful, wonderful driver. Young kid. Great father. Unfortunately, you're just not up to scratch. Let's do it. Jack Doohan is now a part of the Haas team. Welcome to Uncle Taylor's Wild Ride, son. Ah, man, that I'm not happy. I feel very sorry for Mick. But here's the thing, what we could even... Because here's the thing, I'd still like to keep Mick to some degree. But I think he just needs some time. Let's have a laugh. No. Yeah, nah, that's okay. So now let's look for a decent little second upper. Piastri was keen. He can suck me now. He's a bloody dog washer. Still a decent little scout of Dennis. But there we go. Jack Doohan, whichever it is. He's now part of the team. So welcome aboard, young stun. It is good to have you here. Okay, well that leads us straight into the next episode, so I'm going to stop it here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this new little format with my little head down the bottom here, just that way, you know, you're able to see a lot more of the screen, still see my head, and just see my live reactions as I talk. Make sure to go back and watch everything else that has been on the screen. I hope you've enjoyed it so far, and I appreciate any feedback you might have. Until then, look after yourselves and each other, and I'll see you next episode. Thanks, guys.